Sex is a good way to know the state of your relationship. Are you unhappy in your relationship? Do you feel maybe like you're trapped? Well, feeling trapped is actually a state of mind. Usually, no one needs consent to leave a relationship. Obviously, I'm not talking about violent relationships, but no one needs consent to leave. And yet somehow so many people, millions around the world, and specifically women, stay in an unhappy relationship. And there are many reasons why. The one main thing is that there is some kind of fear, which is usually unconscious. The reason have a very big range. It starts from, it's too difficult to leave. I'm scared. How am I going to start a new life? I'm staying for the kids. I'm sure you've heard it before from maybe yourself, but also from friends that you have. But I want to talk to you today about 12 signs that you're in an unhappy relationship. At the end, I'm going to give you also 7 questions that you can start asking yourself and seeing maybe you're there. So without me rambling on, let's talk about it. You know, when you've been with someone for so long, it's hard to even stomach the idea of leaving, of separating, of breaking up the thing that you built together. And while intimacy and creating this attachment, it can be good and can be building and happy in a relationship, sometimes these attachments make it hard for us to see the areas in our lives and in the relationship that needs a little bit of care and a little bit of noticing. So the first sign is looking at other people. And what do I mean by that? You know, we're human beings. It's okay to look. Someone is nice, to get attention from someone occasionally. But if you see that it starts to be something you're looking for, you're starting to look for attention from other people. You start noticing other men, other women around you more than usual. It's a time to ask the question, what is the reason? What am I missing in my relationship? The second thing is, and I'm going to start with the question, when your partner calls you or texts you, what happens? What happens to your heart? Does it sink? Do you have this feeling or thought that, I don't want to start talking to them. I don't want to answer. Well, that's a good question to ask. Remember at the beginning how it used to feel when they called you? What happens now? Are you scared? Do you feel like you don't have the energy to create the conversation? Do you know already what they're going to tell you? Are you sure they're going to complain? They're going to be mad at you? It's going to start a fight? See where your state of mind is at when they call you. I started this video talking about sex. So that's actually the third sign. So feeling like you don't want to be physical with your partner, with your significant other, and you don't want their hugs or their kisses or having sex with them is actually a sign of trouble in the relationship. Yes, and many women know it and feel it. When life moves on, you get tired. There are kids, and we kind of lose the passion or the crave for having sex, and that's okay. But do you feel disgusted? Do you feel like you really don't want to be there with your significant other? That's a sign for warning, because if it's just being tired, you're going to still feel like you want to be with them, even if it's once in a while, but you're going to want to be with them. Or maybe you should work on your intimacy. But if you feel like you're disgusted, like you're avoiding, like you're preventing the situation even from happening, ask yourself, what's happening to me? So the fourth sign actually involves your free time. So it's completely okay to not want to call your partner first. You maybe have a best friend you haven't seen in a while. You want to spend time with your mother, your father, anyone else. But are you going to avoid being with your significant other? Does it not even occur to you to spend time with them? What happens when you have free time? Are you going to make yourself look busy? Are you going to avoid telling them that you have this free time? Do you want to spend time with them? If you don't, you need to ask yourself, why is that? The fifth sign talks about fighting. How do you fight? Don't get me wrong, fighting is completely normal. Arguing is completely normal. That's part of being in a relationship. But ask yourself, how am I fighting? Am I being vengeful? Am I seeking inflicting emotional pain on my significant other? Am I being angry? Rather than having a mature conversation, I'm just taking it to the extreme. If you're acting this way, you might have lost respect for the relationship, for your significant other. It might be a sign that you need to put the light on that situation, to ask yourself, where am I? Why am I being so angry? Do you have nothing to talk about at dinner, at lunch, when you sit down together? There is nothing more awkward than watching this couple playing around with their phones for an hour when you're at a restaurant, or they're just not talking. So it's completely okay to be silent. We don't always have to feel the situation with words. It's actually nice, a nice thing to be silent with your significant others. But the question is, what happens? Do you get awkward? Do you feel like you have nothing to talk about? Ask yourself how long you haven't really talked. Have you started saying I instead of we? That's the seventh sign. If you started using more the term I instead of we, that's a question to ask. What is going on? Why are you not using Why are you not seeing yourself as a unit? Do you not feel like you're making decisions together? What happens that makes you differentiate yourself from your significant other? Do you spend quality time together? It's completely okay that life gets busy and our schedules are full, so it's hard to make the time, and hopefully it's not going to be for a really long period. But if you're not even making an effort, both of you, to create this time, to have this date night, to have a vacation together, then what are you doing? Are you just partners at life with no love, with no passion to one another? One of the things I hear most is when things start to crack in a relationship, we start comparing our partner to others, to someone we had in the past, to our exes, to people that we loved, and relationships that we have. Are you at that point? Are you comparing what you have now to what you've had? And again, it's completely normal to have this situation. Even when you're starting out, you're thinking, what's this person doing? What's the other one did? What my ex did? But are you completely sad by the thought of your partner behaving the way they are because you know what's out there? Are you looking at other relationships and wondering, what do I have? Why does it feel this way? Do you read their messages? It's okay to be curious. It's okay to even feel jealous. But if you see that you're taking their phone and you're not trusting, trust is key and is very important in a relationship. Why are you doing that? What happens in your relationship that you feel like you're not trusting them? When you read their messages, it's a sign the distance is probably growing, that you don't know what's going on in their lives. Do they know what's going on in your lives? 11th sign is complaining about the smallest things. Do you find yourself irritated by every breath they take? We've all been there with someone in our lives that we hear and we just can't bear even a step that they're taking. But if you have it in your home, in your relationship, then it's a sign that something is going on. Why are you so annoyed with them? The last and definitely not least sign is, do you find yourself threatening to leave? That's one of the points where either we're crying for help or we're desperate for our significant other to notice what is going on with us. But it's a sign. You need to ask yourself, why am I at that point that I want to leave? Am I really going to leave? Am I calling for help, or is it a threat that is going to be fulfilled? Threatening to leave signifies that you're not happy enough to stay, that you're thinking about bailing, that you think about not being there, and it's a big, big sign to ask yourself. So I know you probably feel lost and unsure, because I'm sure there are many more signs I haven't talked about, or many more individual things that you feel in your relationship. Maybe you get a cold shoulder, maybe you get silent treatments, maybe you're not talking. There's quietness in your house that you don't like. I'm sure there are many reasons. You can even share them in the comments down below for other women to see, and see maybe they won't feel as alone with whatever they're going through. So I want to talk to you about 7 questions you can ask yourself today that's going to help you understand where you're at your relationship. So here are the 7 questions to ask yourself. The number 1 question is, are you being fair with your expectations? When we enter a relationship, we have needs and wants, and it translates into expectations. But I want you to understand, if you think you're unhappy in the relationship, then your partner is probably letting you down in one way or another. But ask yourself, am I expecting too much from my relationship? Maybe you expect more than what one person can give. We all have our traumas and our past relationship that scarred us. So do you feel like you need extra attention and extra calls because you've been cheated on before? Or maybe you've been with a partner that didn't treat you the way you wanted to? So you can use other people to help you, because expecting one person to actually make the scar go away is very difficult. But be honest with yourself. What do you need versus what do you want? The second question is, ask yourself, how long have you been unhappy? Start being honest with how long you've heard these voices that tell you should leave, how long you've been in that situation. The third question is, ask yourself, am I sad, unhappy, and experiencing these negative emotions because of what my partner did, or something that happened that is unrelated to him? Sometimes we use our partners as our pillow to throw on stuff that we've had in the past. Are you sad because of what they did, or because of what other person, or maybe your past significant other did? The fourth question is, ask yourself if you can bring it up with your partner. Can you talk to them about what's going on, about what you're feeling, what's making you unhappy? It's very important because it's a mirror to what's going on in the relationship and the communication level that you have together. Remember that if you feel like you can't talk to them about it, then hey, it's only natural you're going to feel unhappy in your relationship. Can you think of concrete changes that can be made in the relationship to make you feel happier, to change the situation you're in? One of the best questions I always tell my patients to ask themselves is this relationship bringing out the best or the worst of me? Ask yourself, how am I with other people? How are my other relationships look like? Does this person in front of me, are we bringing the best in each other? Last question, and probably the most important, be honest with yourself and ask, do I want to be with this person tomorrow? If I could have it all and I could make it easy, are you going to stay? Do you want to fight for it? If you've answered no, then that's the key part to maybe doing an action, maybe creating a situation where you talk and you start a separation, or you at least bring it up. Don't be afraid to use professional help, psychologist, or couples therapy if you can, because I always tell my patients, even couples therapy can bring good stuff even if you break up, because if you break up, at least you're going to do it in good terms. But if you're going to save the relationship, then you're going to learn something about each other, and maybe you'll get your voice heard. So many women stay in unhealthy, unhappy relationship, and it's not worth your mental health. Not the kids. The kids are going to be happier when you're happy and comfortable. It's going to be difficult, but you can do it. You are strong and you're able to put yourself first. And the last thing I want you to remember is creating a conversation is probably one of the most important things. I think your partner will surprise you once you be honest about what you need and what you want and what you're disappointed about. Your voice needs to be heard. So many women degrade themselves and shut up and don't talk and just take care of everyone around them. It's your time. Don't compromise on your happiness. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you gained something from it, some kind of value. Just even knowing you're not alone, what you're experiencing is normal. It's very common. So many women struggle with their relationship on a daily basis. I'm going to be here next week. I hope you come join me to this women's family where I talk women's stuff every week here. If you liked it, hit the bell button so you can get notified whenever I upload new videos. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It really supports my channel, and I'm here for you. So until the next time, bye.